This is the flow state movement optimization routine for the lower body. We're going to start with what I call wrestler rollouts. I don't have a better name for them, and that's where I pick them up. And basically, we're just going to work on having a rounded spine and rolling against the ground, kind of like you're doing a backward somersault, but not actually rolling through. And this is just going to give us a little resistance and kind of an opportunity to let gravity kind of stretch and roll out your back a little bit. We do so much rigid activity, especially in the lumbar spine, that we can kind of accumulate towards being unmovable in certain areas, and we just always want to make sure that we have a bit of a ability to flow and bend and move every section of our body. So that's kind of what this is for. And here from the side angle, you can see how I'm moving side to side, and I'm just letting gravity take my body and decompress that low back a bit. Next thing I'm going to get into is just sitting on my ankles and making sure that I have the ability to fully extend my calf and my foot. And the ground is a good indicator and tool to use for certain stretches that need to stay in a straight line, because obviously it's a straight line and you're using gravity to help you load that position. Now we're getting into being able to close the ankle and foot the other way, because that is extremely important. If you look at the angle of my shin, where it is in the deepest position, it's almost similar to where I might deadlift from or initiate a clean from, or any other movement where I'm lifting a weight off the ground, which is obviously very important. I'm going to open up to both sides. Make sure that, every strength sports is extremely specialized. Even in something like strongman, it's very specialized for your body. You're only moving in so many ranges of motion under such extreme loads that you want to make sure that you're opening up in pretty much every direction and capacity that you have, even if it's not pushing an extreme range of motion and gaining a ton of progress on your flexibility. Just kind of chipping away and slowly progressing that, and at least just giving yourself reminders of the positions your body can get in and what it can do is sufficient enough. It doesn't need to be stretching with the intent of necessarily increasing flexibility, but it does need to be stretching with the intent of maintaining and reminding. You'll notice kind of between these, I go back and sit on those feet and make sure. It usually takes a couple times to fully get them where I want them. A lot of movement and a lot of making sure the hips are able to come through, move in every direction that they're designed to. Same with the ankles and the feet and the knees. You also notice that through a lot of these, I'm keeping a pretty relaxed neck, and that is intentional as well. Along with really trying to breathe fully, and this is because I find that you can kind of isolate an area or a group more with trying to relax everything else in your body around it. And it seems as though for whatever reason, I can get my hips through and have my tailbone tucked under me more if I have my neck and upper back a little relaxed. This is a long one. I spent a lot of time stretching in this one today, so probably don't have enough to say through the whole video. This one's nice for the glute. You'll notice with a lot of these, I'm throwing in a little bit of a dynamic portion, similar to the back training with the T-spine. So I'm going down with my neck and rounding my back and stretching my lower back from that position and flexing it and coming up. That is very important to be able to do from every position and just in general for your all-around health and pain relief. I'm going to go into upward and downward dog. This might be one of my favorite ones of the routine. Basically, you're getting a really good stretch in your entire posterior chain and through your abdomen, and you're also loading all of those areas kind of back and forth in sort of a dynamic way. We tend, especially in strongman, not quite as much in powerlifting, but still a lot, enough to talk about. We we can kind of accumulate bent at the hips and glued in the thoracic spine a little bit, because the load is always pressing down on our back, and so we want to things like the upward dog, where we're allowing gravity to pull our hips through to the ground and to stretch those low abs. That can be a very neglected and easily looked past area for strength athletes. So that's one of my bread and butters. Pretty much every single training day, even on off days, I'm going to do some sort of upward to downward dog. Notice that between movements, I'm kind of staying flowy and shaking myself out. This is really important. You want to, I already went over this, but just to reiterate, you really want to be able to go into a flow state, especially as a bodybuilder, because that's going to help your posing so much more in your grace and just your ability to flow. So just finishing up here with some kicks in each direction, like I said, to go along with the flow state. Make sure that your hips are opening up in both directions. And that should do it for this video. Thanks for watching.